taught me amazing things. They've shown me that equines are the bridge to a deeper understanding of the meaning of life and a better sense of ourselves in this world. I'm Meredith Hodges, and I'd like to share with you some of the people I've met and the experiences that I've had along life's journey with those magnificent mules. Winston Churchill once said, "The outside of a horse is good for the inside of a man." Therapeutic riding uses the motion of the horse to help people with a wide range of physical, mental, and behavioral conditions. At Hearts and Horses in Loveland, Colorado, Sarah Foley began hippotherapy for generalized muscle weakness when she was just 2 years old.
I noticed that she was weak in the shoulder muscles especially. So they were doing very intricate exercises where you incorporated rings and crossing the body. And so I started to see strength mostly in the abdominal area first, and then as she got stronger and stronger, it went up into the shoulders, and then it went out into the arms. So it just really, the horse uses the walking pattern of a normal human being, and so you're engaging those muscles the same as you would walking. So for the people who can't walk or who are weak, it's helping your muscles create that pattern. And so you usually see it in the hip muscles first, and then the abdominals, and then the shoulders. Sarah was born and had a little distress during the birthing and ended up on oxygen for 3 weeks. I knew that she was weak and was having trouble doing all the gross motor moves that she needed to. She couldn't really put weight on her arms. She couldn't climb up on a chair. She couldn't climb up a slide to go down. So she ended up just sitting there watching everything, enjoying herself, but not really able to do anything. I just started working with her because my background is physical therapy, and I kind of knew what to work on, but it was challenging. We tried gymnastics, we tried swimming, and nothing was something that she would cooperate with. And then on her 2-year-old birthday, she got on a horse, and she did not want to get off. She just loved it so much, and immediately started working, and we saw results right away. She went once to twice a week, and then graduated out of group lessons to private lessons, and now she is not qualifying for therapy anymore. Now she's quote-unquote normal. She gets to stand up on the horse, right? Right. And she doesn't hold on to anyone, okay? And that's called vaulting. And
I do vaulting.
Yeah, and she's had to work up to it. She had to first sit sideways and then backwards, and then get on her hands and knees, and then eventually on her feet without help.
I like riding them.
Do you like taking care of them?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I like petting them and grooming them and feeding them.
Her identity has changed. I'm a horseback rider, I'm good at something. Her confidence level and her self-esteem is much higher for that. Now she's quite proud of horseback riding. I just love the program so much. It's just, made a big difference in our lives.
The goal of therapeutic riding programs is to improve the quality of life of the individual riders. Equines have a unique ability to help based on their physiology and their capacity to show empathy. Not only are horses, minis, and ponies used in therapeutic riding, mules and donkeys also play an important part. When Lloyd Hawley and I donated mules to Hearts and Horses, we considered the following things. The therapy equine needs to possess a calm and accepting nature. He needs to stand quietly for grooming and saddling, have a soft eye, and pick up his feet easily. They must respond well to cues, but not over-respond to unexpected sights and noise, and they must be sound at all 3 gaits.
The 3 gaits are walking, and trotting, which is mechanically the same as human running, and then galloping, which there are a number of different forms of galloping. The one that we see at the slowest speeds in horses is called a canter. And the walk, you hear each of the separate individual footsteps. So each foot of the 4 feet is hitting separately. So you hear 4 distinct foot strikes when you hear the animal walking. Human walking and walking in almost all 4-legged mammals are very similar because they use a similar mechanism for conserving energy and reducing the energy cost of locomotion. When a human and a horse are running and trotting along next to each other, particularly if you focus on the forelimb of the horse, you can see that there is a similar shape of the distal part of the leg. And in the horse, there is a joint that looks like it corresponds to the knee. It operates very much in synchrony with a human being if they're running along next to each other. But in fact, the joint in the horse that looks like the knee and seems to be functioning similar to the knee of the human is actually the wrist of the horse. And the knee, of course, is a joint that's found on the hind limb, and that's going to be true in horses as well as in humans. The motion is very similar, and you have that changes in height, you have the changes in acceleration, and I think that that's one of the reasons why using horses in therapy feels to the human being very much like walking and triggers many of the same kinds of sensory perceptions and adjustments in the position of their body, because it's the same kind of motion that they would be experiencing if they were walking themselves.
It takes a special animal to handle themselves and their riders safely in a therapeutic riding situation. One of the added benefits of mules and donkeys is that they outlive horses by roughly 20 years. When we come back, we will explore the innovative work being done through Walter Reed Medical Center with our wounded soldiers returning home from Iraq and Afghanistan.
Attention orders. 0900 hours. United States Navy. Case on board. Hold.
The final journey of a fallen soldier is the image most associated with the caisson platoon. But in a joint effort with Walter Reed Medical Center, retired Navy Commander Mary Jo Beckman was inspired to create a therapeutic riding program using the caisson horses to assist injured soldiers returning home from Iraq and Afghanistan. Wounded soldiers are surviving their injuries in record numbers due to advances in field medicine. But as a result, the current conflicts are also producing some of the highest rates of amputees in U.S. history.
My name is Natasha McKinnon. I'm a E4 specialist in the United States Army. I'm 24 years old. It was one of those routine missions. The Humvee I was driving, we were the last Humvee in our convoy. This was a huge, long chain of convoys, and I heard artillery fire on my left, and I heard a blast on my right side. And when I looked down on the floor, I saw a pool of blood, and I wondered who it was, and it was mine, so. But shock set in, so I really didn't feel much. Was I in pain? No. I knew my leg felt loose, my left leg. I do remember the medic personnel saying, "It's going to be okay, specialist. It's going to be all right. You're a hero." They put me under for surgery. I woke up and I looked down to see, arm's okay, right leg's fine. But when I tapped my left leg to feel it and looked at it where it ended, and that's when I knew that this was more. This was very much more than me. As in my case, it was a balancing issue. And I was progressing well enough that I'm standing on my 2 feet now, and I'm getting used to the prosthetic, learning mechanicals of the prosthetic. However, I'm still not strong in the aspect of balancing on my left, switching to my left. My brain was still all right on the right side of my body. Walk on there, B. Me and my battle buddies recruited to try this unique therapeutic riding, hippotherapy. I kind of had that mentality like, well, I tried everything else, man, I'll just jump on the horse and see where it goes. Yeah, I can do many sit-ups, push-ups and whatnot, but this is another technique. You have to sit up straight.
The horse's movement through the hips is the same three-dimensional movement that humans have when they walk normally. And so by virtue of these individuals sitting on top of the horse, then their bodies are getting worked as if they are walking normally. And so many of these individuals with the amputations and the legs need to figure out how their hips move so that they can use their prosthesis better.
Sit up. Roll. Sit up. Sit up. A little taller. Walk. Walk. Using with the prosthetic, you get even weight distribution. Of course, without the leg on, you feel you have to lean a little more to the left or whatnot.
They have to maintain a balanced position on the horse while the horse is moving underneath them. And so that is actuating a lot of different muscles to have them sit upright on the horse while this mobile platform is moving underneath them.
Riding a horse, after a while, I do feel like I'm accomplishing something. I'm still alive. I can still learn. I can still do things.
Good. Yes. Nice. There's a confidence building. They're riding horses that are at least 1,500 pounds, 2,000 pounds. And the idea that they can control that animal and make it go where they want it to go and basically get riding skills is completely wonderful.
Because I've done it so many times, Mary Jo, she loves to challenge me to see what I can do now. I mean, she wants to see me improve and succeed, and so do I. I even ask her sometimes, okay, can you teach me how to post while the horse is trotting? She's like, sure, yes.
Okay, that's good, that's good.
The relationship between the horse and a rider is like a team or partnership. With your horse, you do it as a team. People can learn from horses. They're simple, basic creatures. And us humans, we have to respect that. The name of the first horse I was on, her name is Minnie. And she's a beautiful white mare. I call her my big comfy couch because riding Minnie for the first time, I didn't think I was moving. That's my buddy, that's my pal. She has more of that big sister personality, very friendly and patient. And first horse I actually bonded with. What happened to me is definitely life-changing. You stop and you appreciate life itself. It can be gone within less than just a snap. And one's life should not be taken for granted.
Natasha's been absolutely amazing. She started off as an individual with poor self-confidence, poor self-esteem, walked with her head down, would not look anybody in the eye. And as she came out each week, then her confidence built. The more she improved her riding skills, the more confidence she got. And it's just gotten better than anything I ever thought it was going to be.
Nerves and all. Woo! This is good horse.
What you did
yes,
today.
Yes, I accomplished a lot today.
You did, on a horse you've only ridden for the second time.
Yes. She needs to get used to me. That's what's up.
Coming up next, we'll talk with William Shatner about how he's helping to bring therapeutic riding to new frontiers. William Shatner is most recognized for his work as an actor, but he is also an accomplished equestrian. His work with the Hollywood Charity Horse Show inspired him to join forces with the Jewish National Fund to create the William and Elizabeth Shatner Therapeutic Riding Foundation.
Here in Los Angeles, in the Southern California area, my wife and I compete on quarter horse reiners. So we come to sliding stops and dodge and move around. And it's very, very exciting. And that's what the Hollywood Charity Horse Show is. It's a reining show to benefit therapeutic riding. So we've been involved in many ways. The particular therapeutic riding program that we benefit is called Ahead with Horses. They put on a demonstration every year when we put on our show. We also benefit other children's charities. But Ahead with Horses has been the main recipient of our funds. So the meaningfulness of what a horse can do for an illness and a challenged child is marvelous. While in discussion with a friend of mine who's a big donor, we began to talk about the possibility of making it an international charity. therapeutic riding in a place like Israel might be wonderful. And I thought, what a great way of starting at the bottom, where bring children together who haven't learned to hate as much, at least, as the adults. What's your name?
My name is Zoria.
Zoria, a pleasure to meet you. You look great on a horse.
If we take a small child who never learned to walk really well because of their disability, and we put them on the horse, and they start walking with the horse, the brain picks up the information from the horse and starts to learn again. It starts to help the child learn how to walk again. So we're using the horse for many, many children who are physically disabled to help them learn how to walk.
What a way of bringing 100, 1,000 children together to begin a tentative step towards peace in the area. So we went to Israel and we struck up with the Jewish National Fund. We're already benefiting several of the large centers in Israel that are therapeutic riding centers, with the stricture that it must be open to kids from other nations, and we're already beginning to do that with Palestinian kids. The Queen of Jordan is already indicated she'll open the gates of Jordan to allow them in to ride in certain riding therapy centers in Israel. At your best, and this of course isn't all the time, you're at one with the horse. And I've had the experience of feeling the horse was an extension of my body, and I'd run across somewhere, a field or an arena, and feel it was me that was running. I've been at one with the horse. That Zen feeling is something everybody needs to have with something.
The rider we're going to see today is Omer Ben-Dor. Omer was injured in a very severe car accident when he was much younger, and he was left paraplegic. It means that he's paralyzed from the hips down. Already participated in European Championships, World Championships, and in the last Para Olympics in Athens, where he finished 6th out of many, many riders.
Also riding, you have in riding to combine your mind, your upper body, and all of your brain to combine with the horse.
Your total attention.
Yes, and this.
And you got to get it right in between his ears.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, and make him and be relaxed and make him relax.
Right.
It's a big unit. We are a big unit.
Yes.
Like sometimes he's the commander, sometimes I'm the commander.
People like us are moved to tears because of the spirit. This thing that we have in us, all of us have in us to one degree or another, the spirit of survival, the spirit to strive and hang on by our fingernails to life and to have some kind of goodness in our lives. And it's exemplified by these kids who have no guile. There's nothing being hidden there. They have so much, their baggage they're dragging with them. That wall, those gates come down because of the horse.
The bond with a horse, or mule, or donkey can open up a future of hope for people struggling with a diverse array of challenges. What sets therapeutic riding apart from other therapies? The answer, quite simply, is the equine.
Those big, enormous animals don't have to do anything for us if they don't want to, but they do. And all that giving, it just makes everybody happy and full of good energy and strength and things. You go home going, I know I'm tired, but I feel wonderful.
With some of the younger riders, parents will sit in the observation room with just tears streaming down their face because their child's actually sitting on a horse and saying words that they hadn't even said before. Some of the first words that the kids would say would be things like whoa and walk on.
There are limitations to the kinds of conditions that can be treated with therapeutic riding. For those interested in knowing more about the equine-assisted therapies in our show today, contact NARA, the North American Riding for the Handicapped Association, for a list of resources. The work that therapeutic riding programs are doing now will lay the groundwork for the programs of tomorrow and define the growth for the future. Volunteers, monetary donations, and the gift of equines are needed to keep these important programs going. We hope you've enjoyed our special presentation of Those Magnificent Mules. Walk on.